Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. It seems like a lot of people in the UFO community, their focus is on getting disclosure. Of course, I'm one of those people too. I talk about that all the time, but I could walk in true gum at the same time, unlike apparently some of these people, because I think that the bigger issue here is not that UAP cause problems for aircraft in the sky. They pose potential dangers. I think the bigger issue here is what the hell are these aliens doing? I think that's the bigger issue here. I've read a lot of different books about this subject. I watched a lot of different documentaries. I've studied it for many years now. And to me, right, the biggest issue here is most certainly the alien abduction issue, and also the potentiality that there are hybrid aliens living among us right now, and the possibility that at some point in the future they're going to take over the planet. I read books by people like Bud Hopkins and John Mack and David M. Jacobs, and in those books you realize that there's a lot of people who have gotten abducted by aliens over the decades, and these people are very serious people. They're not, these are people who are just normal people, just like anyone else out there. But of course, unfortunately for them, they have this issue where they're getting abducted by aliens. And now, for the past, I don't know, at least 20 years or so, some of these people, it started off, they were actually alien abductees. And now they seem to be training the hybrids, these human-looking hybrids that are living among us. Now, if you read David M. Jacobs, I know some of you have, he talks about the potential of a change in the future, that the aliens tell some of these abductees that there's going to be a change at some point in the future. And what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to take over? That's what Jacobs thinks. He believes at some point the change could mean that they're going to take control of this planet and take it away from human beings. Maybe after they have enough hybrids in place to help to effectuate this change, then it will happen. I don't know. All it is speculation, but that's my biggest issue, is that this happens. I mean, it's not just people seeing UFOs in the sky. It's not just UFO landings. It's not just alien encounters. It's actually, to me, the bigger concern is alien abductions. That's what we should be talking about here. That seems to be taboo for some reason. And even more so, I think, the hybridization program. People seem to be afraid to talk about that because it sounds crazy. Yeah, it does sound crazy, but it seems that that's what's happening here. People who have actually researched this, people who have worked with the alien abductees, like David M. Jacobs, that's what he came to. He came to the conclusion that that's what's going on here. They're taking sperm from men, eggs from females, mixing it with alien DNA, creating these hybrid beings, and they apparently finally perfected them over time, and now they're living among us. So we don't even know who out there, people out there are living among us. We don't know if some of them are aliens or not. They could look just like human beings. So that should be the bigger concern. You could understand in a way why government officials wouldn't want to talk about this. But at the same time, I don't think they should have any problem talking about this, because if people who are getting abducted by aliens are able to, live their lives still, or at least attempt to try to live their lives normally, then I think everybody else should be able to deal with this too. They should be the ones most terrified about this, the ones who know that they're getting abducted. The people who don't know about this situation, well, I think that they could handle it. I know that they're here, and I know that aliens could abduct people. I know because I had one in my room. I remember when I was a kid, I talk about that story all the time. There was one in my room. So I think that should be, to me, we should be talking more about that. That seems to be more of a problem to me, right? Alien abduction and hybridization, way more of a problem, way bigger of a problem than the concern that they're going to crash into our aircraft. That seems to be the big concern that people talk about when they meet with Congress, and when whistleblowers sit in the halls of Congress and under oath and talk about some of the issues that these UFOs present. The big thing they talk about is that there could be a crash. Yeah. Oh yeah. There could be crashes from all sorts of reasons, right? And UAP is just one of those reasons. But the bigger concern actually is, what are they doing? And they are up to something, and we need to start talking about this. Now, there are some people out there that say, in fact, actually, Lou Elizondo mentioned this one time. He said, at least one time I know of. I remember he's talking about there's a concern about a reaction. Like if governments were to disclose what they know, there might be a reaction by the phenomenon. Well, what if we do nothing? Is doing nothing and saying nothing, not telling the people about this, is that the best course. I just don't. In my mind, I don't think it is. I think everybody should know about this. We all should know. Everyone out there. I mean, a lot of us do know, but most of us don't. Most of us don't even want to think about it. And but I think we need to start thinking about it because it should be a concern. But I mean, alien abductees, they're able to go through life. They're able to deal with this. People who have had encounters with UFOs and or the aliens, they're able to live normal lives, right? I mean, I've met several people in my lifetime personally who had UFO encounters and or alien encounters, and they're living their lives like, what are you going to do? You just move through life. It's just like anything else. And maybe they're just a nuisance, like a mosquito. There's nothing you can really do about that. I mean, you get a mosquito in your bedroom at night, you're going to wake up with some mosquito bites. Okay. What can you do? The government can't help you. The same thing with aliens. The government can't help you. I mean, if you're going to come and abduct you in the middle of the night and put an implant inside you, well, what are you going to do? It's just part of life. That's how I think we need to look at this. It's just, okay, well, it is what it is. But I just want to read a little bit from one of David M. Jacobs' books, Walking Among Us, where he was talking about how abductees deal with the phenomenon. And on page 13 it says, most abductees fear abductions and want them to stop. They do not revel in them. Yeah, of course they don't revel in them. Also, high-functioning people who report these experiences testify against their own interest, knowing that public disclosure could ruin their careers. Many abductees have screen memories that recall vivid, irrelevant events that mask abduction activity. Some abductees accurately remember large parts or all of their abductions without hypnosis. People remember what happened to them in greater precision, detail, accuracy, and completeness with competent questioning. Abductions are sometimes investigated a few weeks, days, or hours after they happened, minimizing memory degradation. Abductees often have long-standing cherished memories of seeing deceased relatives or religious figures. When they investigate their memories, they realize that they are of the abduction phenomenon and not what the abductees had desperately wanted them to be. So, these people have been, like, people who know that they're alien abductees, they deal with it. They still go through life. They're high-functioning people. Later on, Jacobs writes, he says, abductees are as emotionally and mentally stable as non-abductees. He goes on to say that the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory, along with other mental and personality assessments, has shown that abductees do not have personality characteristics that would account for their fantastic personal narratives. And then later on he writes, the vast majority of people I have worked with are capable of separating reality and fantasy. Some have been referred by professional therapists who did not know how to handle abduction accounts but who were confident their clients were not delusional. I have also had investigation sessions with abductees who are psychiatrists, psychologists, and other mental health professionals who were clearly capable of differentiating between reality and fantasy. So I just wanted to point that out because it's just the people who have these issues, people who are getting abducted and want to do something about it, want to know what's going on. A lot of them go to a psychiatrist hoping they're going to be told they're having some sort of a mental issue. They don't want it to be true. They actually hope that it's a mental issue. But the bottom line, what I'm trying to get to here is they're able to deal with it. They deal with it. So that's why I think the whole world will be able to deal with this. I mean, I think it's time. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, people need to know about this. I'm tired of the focus seemingly always zeroed in on, the issues that UAP cause for aircraft, or the fact that there is a cover-up, just that they're reverse engineering this stuff in secret, and they need to tell us the truth. It's beyond that. We have a bigger problem than that. They're here. They're actually here. They're among us, and not only are they doing things to us, but they have spies living among us here that look just like us. What are they going to do? What are they planning to do? Are they just slowly taking us over time? I think what their plan is here, they've been flooding the whole planet with these hybrids, and then the hybrids in turn procreate with just regular normal humans, and then they just create more other hybrids. Then the baby that is born out of this union is part alien, and that's how they're going to eventually absorb humankind and take over that way, because there won't be any regular humans left in the end game. That could be what's going on. But I think we need to be talking about this. I don't think we should be scared about it. Maybe for all we know, maybe it's a good thing. I don't think so, but maybe it is. I don't know. But I think we should be talking about this more, and it's unfortunate that it's not. It seems like this subject is more taboo than the other things that we talk about. It's okay to talk about recovering dead alien bodies, crashed alien spacecraft, reverse engineering programs, and government cover-ups, that seems to be okay, right? That's okay to talk about that these days, but don't talk about the alien abduction or hybridization program or cattle mutilations or alien implants. That seems to be, whoa, that's going too far. But here's the problem with all of that. The people who get abducted, they're the ones who give us the descriptions of these aliens, right? And now we have evidence after so many years. Now we have evidence on video that shows us that, yeah, the same kind of creatures they were describing, we have them on video now in multiple different cases, the Turkey UFOs, the Vegas aliens, and perhaps even the Compton alien video that we've been talking about recently. So it's real, and they're here, and so that means all these stories about alien abduction, it's all true. And that if that's true, then that means that the research conducted by people like David M. Jacobs, he's like one of the only people who did this kind of research. He met with like well over 1,000 different people who were abducted by aliens, and he hypnotized many of them. And he's the only person who really did any real research on this like that, right? There's other people too, but he's probably the top of the heap, right? So his conclusion is that that's what they're doing. They're basically trying to absorb mankind over a period of time. So I think we should just accept it, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. Again, what are you going to do? That's just that's just the reality in which we live. So so what? We could deal with it. I mean, if those people are getting abducted, could still lead their lives like there's no issue. Well, I think all the rest of the world could do the same thing then too. Anyway, regarding the UFOs themselves, I came across a really, really cool set of videos today on Reddit. There was a guy from Maryland, Kingsville, Maryland, and he wrote this. Actually, the guy's name is the name he goes by is Sis Bad Min, and he said, "Hello. A year ago, I became obsessed with UFOs and bought a Psionics Aurora night vision to color camera. I started setting it up most clear nights and record about 1 to 3 hours of footage after sunset, sometimes engaging, sometimes on a tripod while inside. Over the past year, I witnessed a lot of cool things, mostly glowy orbs, sometimes fast ones. These are the best captures of the orbs I've experienced over the past year. It's about 10 clips, 6-ish minutes. I cut a lot of them short to save time, but if you're interested in the full version of each, I have them on my X profile, where I upload daily." And so, yeah, I'm going to leave this link so you can check it out. And also you could see the full videos of each of these videos on his X account, his X.com account. But anyway, check some of this stuff out. This is amazing. It says here, before we get started, this is what planes look like in the on the Psionics Aurora. And you can see a plane going across the screen there, and very obvious. But now you see these orbs there. This actually reminds me of one we're seeing here, the story of the Allagash 4. When they saw the UFO initially, it looked like this big ball of light far away. And then they signaled to it, and then that ball of light got close to them, and up close it looked a little bit different than what it did far away. You have to wonder if that's what these things are, actually flying saucers.
This is happening. Whoa. Hello. Where are you headed? Are you the same guy from before? Because you look like it. It's a fast one. Speed demon, bud. Where you off to?
Yeah, these are not airplanes. Look at that. That object there, when streaking across the sky, looks like very similar to what we saw in Vegas in 2023. I mean, that's what it looks like. Very somewhat similar. Like right there, it looks like it was slowing down. Like thrusters went on right before it came down. Maybe they're landing around us all the time. We just don't realize it. Maybe that's what's going on. Look at this. These things aren't man-made. What is this?
Buddy, you're a cool guy, but you got somebody behind you.
Here, there's 2 orbs.
A tail, maybe.
One orb and then one following behind it. There goes another fast one.
Cool.
Yep. He has it zoomed in. It shows a non-linear flight pattern. It actually moves again, just very similar to what we saw in Vegas, and we know what was contained inside that craft in Vegas: aliens, because we saw them in the video that was filmed by the Kenmore family later on. Here's some more orbs floating around. This is spectacular footage.
Lock and step, baby.
Here's one just from May of this year.
Where are we going, guys?
This is incredible footage, folks, I gotta say.
Big orb.
Great job, Sis Badman. Yeah, these aren't satellites, these aren't planes. Mick West will lie to you if you ask him.
Guess I turned it off.
So don't bother.
Hey.
Maybe Mick's getting paid by the aliens. Maybe Mick West is getting controlled by the aliens. Maybe that's why he keeps lying about this stuff.
Thanks for sending a low one. That's so cool. Sorry about the glare. Moon is bright tonight, and some contrails are out.
Yep, contrails and orbs. Or
What?
UFOs. I mean, who knows what these... I mean, these are somewhat far away, but close enough.
We're first of the night.
Maybe this is what an alien invasion takeover looks like, folks. We're finally starting to realize it, maybe.
See a fast one? Here's one. Oh, yeah?
Now it starts blinking. Like some of these orbs he's showing, like they're just hovering, and then they start moving, and then they're hovering, and some of them are moving fast, some of them are moving slow. This is incredible footage. I mean, now if you're someone who's listening to this podcast, I highly recommend that you check out this link that I leave in the description for this. You got to check this out.
No way.
Great stuff.
Hold on, I'm gonna move to see where these things are coming up from. There's another. What in the heck?
Multiple orbs.
Oh boy.
There's multiple orbs on the screen moving around right now. Objects, circular, sphere-shaped, glowing objects. I mean, this guy was filming over the course of a year, and this is the kind of stuff he was getting. I mean, if you were to take the time to do this, this is probably what you're going to see outside of your house too.
There's a plane, I think. Yep.
I'm going to have to get myself one of these cameras, I think. Maybe I'll start doing live broadcasts while I'm filming objects in the sky. Find a good spot. Yep, there's one. Like some of these objects, they just appear out of nowhere too, and then they disappear. You know, or you don't see it. They're moving, slowly, slower than a plane would move, or faster than any kind of plane would move. It's unbelievable stuff. So you got to check this site out and check out the guy's X feed, because he has longer versions of these orb videos that he's filmed over the past year. Awesome stuff. Okay, now one more thing I want to go over here. I want to talk about the most recent Spotify polls. And we're going to start with, for the episode Interstellar Mystery Object 3I Atlas has an apparent headlight, scientists say. I asked this question: if one Atlas turns out to be an extraterrestrial device, does that mean bad things or good things for the human race? 35 votes so far with 23 days left. 16 people, or 45.7%, say bad things, while 19 people, or 54.3%, say good things. So it was a pretty close vote so far. I don't know. What would I say about it? Well, you know what? I'm going to go with the majority good things, because even if it's a bad thing, at least it will open some eyes up. You know, at least some people will wake up from this trance that they're in, where they don't know what reality is. You know, that maybe are sheep following behind the debunkers like Mick West. You know, so yeah, I'll say good things in that sense, but even if it's bad, how's that? Okay, for the episode, Pentagon message about UFOs and ETs to public seems to be you're on your own. I asked this question: how does it make you feel that your government fails to tell the truth about UFOs and ETs? 23 votes so far with 24 days left. Okay, this was multiple choice. 0 people say safe and secure, so nobody believes it makes them. Nobody thinks it's, you know, they feel nobody's feeling safe and secure here. So that's, you know, this cover up does not make anyone feel safe and secure, and I totally agree with that. I don't see how anyone would. Why would you feel safe and secure about the government not telling you about something that you know is real? Another 2 people, or 8.7%, say confused. Well, that's understandable. Another 2 people, or 8.7%, say unsafe and anxious. Yeah, well, that's definitely understandable. 5 people, or 21.7%, say other. I don't know what that could mean, but they have other. Makes them feel something different. And then the majority of people, 14 or 60.9%, say angry and insulted. Yes, I think that's the one that makes me feel the most angry and insulted. It's a gigantic insult to my intelligence, and it should be a giant insult to anyone's intelligence. Getting lied to like this, like getting treated like a bunch of babies. That's how they're treating us, folks. And then for the episode, Varginha aliens or dying greys, not a new species, new theory suggests. I asked this question: were the aliens observed in Varginha, Brazil in 1996 by numerous witnesses simply dying greys, or were they a different species? 15 votes so far. Okay, 5 people, or 33.3%, say it was a different species, while the majority, 10 people, or 66.7%, say it was dying greys. Oh, what am I going to say here? Now, I really like that theory, and it could be, you know what, I'm going to go with the theory. I think it could have been dying greys. I'm going to go with the majority on this one. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean the people that are saying this are right. I mean, we just don't know. I'm sure the government knows. I mean, the United States government knows about it, as well as some people in the Brazilian government. They know about it as well. So I wish they would tell us more about these things. And there's no reason to withhold this anymore. It's out there, and the rest of the people who aren't on board yet, who don't know that this is a real thing, it's time that you tell them. Right? It's time that you tell them. I think it's better that everybody knows that there are aliens here among us. I think that everyone should know this. Everyone on the entire planet should know this. And at least acknowledge even if you don't want to show us anything, at least acknowledge it, right? At least acknowledge it. Just say, hey, yeah, it's real. There's something here. There's a non-human intelligence here, but that's all we're going to tell you. We can't tell you anything else because who come up with some reason. I don't know, but just acknowledge it. At least do that much rather than this nonsense here. We're all sick of it. Anyway, I just want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.